Hi, this is the dev commentary track for Brightman Multiverse. My general idea for this level was to create a continuous level that changes in theme partway through based on a classic Mega Man level. I chose Brightman in specific because I felt the techno theme could merge well with the naturalist aesthetics I wanted to go for in the quote multiverse counterparts. I chose the weapon set that I did because I felt it was the best suited for the kinds of enemies I was willing to include in the level, mostly from Mega Man 4. Coming up here, I'll be honest, is one of my least favorite sections of the level, and I kind of do regret designing it this way. But I do think it serves a fine enough introduction to the turning cogwheels. My real problem is the Mega Man 10 cursor enemies that I put here. Yeah, you can kind of see me here trying to use Flash Stopper unsuccessfully to play around them. Ultimately, this was a very short-sighted part of the level, but I do think it serves well enough in introducing these enemies. I do wish I could go back and redesign it, but I think it's fine. However, it does at least open the door for some clever play with Flash Stopper, as seen here. But these enemies don't appear after this section, so I think it serves its point well enough. Coming up here is a fake-out boss room made to lead into the second quote-unquote universe of the level, continuing, and you'll see, blink, right where the previous left off, you could see that little transition there to show you moving on to the next universe. It continues from where the last section left off, you know, as an implication that if you had continued past that boss room, more of this would be visible. This section mostly serves to advance the idea of the cogwheels, make it provide more challenging scenarios with them. This section was also best designed for the two ground moving weapons, Bubble Lead and Napalm Bomb. I designed the snow section mostly to then introduce the secondary gimmick, which is these ice platforms. I put these here since I hadn't really had an opportunity to use them in a level up to this point, and I wanted to see what I could do with them in a creative way, while also merging them with the prior gimmick, the cog platforms. You can kind of see here there's a few perilous jumps, mostly just to keep you on your toes, and this is meant to be the sort of final exam section for the cogwheels, as well as merging them with the ice platforms, as you can see. I believe the next room is that, yeah, there it is. This is meant to be the final room which merges both mechanics. The general idea I had here was that this should be the most perilous room in the level. Also, this boss was designed to be cheesed with Flash Stopper, but I didn't have any Flash Stopper ammo, so I just had to kill it the old-fashioned way. Which brings us on to the last section, which is more of a last hurrah. Not really meant to be... it's not meant to be the final exam like the previous area was. This is just sort of meant to be a sort of, hey, this is your last section, so let's do something a little bit different. Which is why you have a vertical scroll instead of a horizontal, and which is why the boss is Darkman 4. Or is it Darkman 4? No, it's Darkman 3. I don't remember. I don't remember the exact name, but I specifically chose the Darkman boss that I did because I felt it was the most interesting in the low-gravity environment to fight. And Brightman himself, obviously, is the boss in this game. But designing a stage with his aesthetic and with the idea of the multiverse gimmick sort of worked really well with Brightman's stage, so I felt like I should still find a boss that suits the environment. Darkman 4's projectiles are interesting to dodge in the low-grav environment because the ones that freeze you can be avoided, but he'll still shoot them in your general direction regardless of where you are, even if you're in the air. Which makes them an interesting thing to dodge, like you just saw there. This level wasn't really meant to be something special, more of a experiment to see if I could handle this concept very well, and I think it turned out as well as it needed to. But yeah, that's the end for this commentary track. See you soon.